After freezing 5,000 people with a sneeze, Kai calmly looked at Junjun and Ria. They were frightened. Then when Kai looked at them, they took a step back unconsciously. That was intentional, Kai told the sect masters, and started walking. Where are you going? Junjun stuttered. Because of the cold, or perhaps because of Kai. To the inner court, Kai stopped and answered the obvious. Are you crazy? What about these guys? Yang looked at the frozen people. Kai sighed and started gathering energy. In his hands, a tiny fireball, about the size of a marble, appeared in the palm of his hand. He threw it towards the sky, and a ball of fire suddenly started glowing, and it released an extreme amount of heat. All the frozen people suddenly melted and fell on the ground. All of their clothing were wet, and their hair were standing in spikes. Within a few minutes, the bodies and clothing dried up. After doing that, Kai walked away. The sect master started to his back with fear. After all, their hand expected him to be such a monster. Kai reached the registration desk to ask Kiana where the inner court was. She was sitting there with a bored expression when she saw Kai. I passed. Please show me where the inner court is. Kai went up to her and asked nicely. Kiana was shocked by this, but the Sectomaster had personally watched Kai's test, so he wouldn't be lying about something like this. We will go there, but first let's get you some ropes, Kiana said, and started walking. Kai shrugged and followed her. The entire sector was blue, like a blue from walls to ceiling, to ropes, to pretty much everything. Kai liked the blue color, but it was too much for him to see everything was in a shade of blue. Kiana took him to the change center, situated in the mission hall. It was a huge stall where the disciples could exchange sector points for items. But it had another use. Disciples could come here if they want to get their rank upgraded. New disciples received the robes here. They also received the sector token. A middle-aged man with black hair and green eyes was sitting there peacefully. Upon seeing Kai coming with someone he didn't know, the man simply took out a light blue robe plus a token with a crescent moon symbol upon it. We don't require that elder mind. Please take out an Inagor disciple robe, Kiana said as she glanced at the robe. Elder Mint was taken back by this, but he still did what Kiana asked and handed her a dark blue robe. Kiana also took the token and asked Kia to follow her. Aldermans eyed Kai carefully, but he had already followed Kiana out of the exchange center. The outer court disciple have light blue robes, and inner court disciples have dark blue robes. Whereas the corn disciple have a jade color robes. As for the sector master and elders, we all have royal blue robes. The only difference is our belt sector master have golden colored stripe on theirs. The outer court elders have black on theirs. The inner court elders have a silver wares on the car. Elders have crimsons. Kiana explained and handed the ropes to Kia. Kai didn't like ropes because they were too old-fashioned, but that only extended to himself when someone of his partner wore ropes. They looked extremely beautiful in them, so he didn't have any problem with them. As for the ropes, he just tossed them inside his pendant. Kiana caught as she looked at Kai, but she didn't say anything to him. Now this is a sector token. Kiana decided to say after a minute and handed the token to Kai, who simply threw it in his pendant. When you complete missions for sector, you can take the rewards and the sector points of spiritual tokens. You can exchange sector points for very two useful things. The sector points also proves that you are a member of our sector, Kiana explained. Anything else you want to tell me? Kai asked, and Kiana thought for a moment. I know that you are a dual cultivator, so I want to warn you about certain things since you suddenly became an inner core disciple. Many people won't trust you, and girls might not want to cultivate with you, no matter how handsome you are. There might be a few rumors about so. I hope you don't mind that, Kiana explained as Kai smiled. If I was worried about rumors, I wouldn't have become a dual cultivator, he replied as Kiana nodded. Do you have any particular talents except dual cultivation? Kiana asked. She wanted to help him a little. I have many talents that you will discover slowly. As for one of them, I can tell that you are dual cultivation as well, Kai said with a smile as Kiana's eyes widened. You might be right about that. Anyways, before going back to my job, I will tell you a little about the sector's master. A few cultivators back in Blue Moon sector used the blue dual cultivation sector, and it had many strong dual cultivations techniques that were strong enough to threaten the other great sector and great families. Apparently, we were taken over by the greed as they tried to rule the continent by defeating the Xian family. But the Xian family had a hidden power amongst them, who managed to defeat the sector single-handedly. During that time, the ruler of the Xian family banned our sector from using dual cultivation techniques. But after his daughter, the current Xian family came to the throne, she lifted that rule. The Blue Moon sector was allowed to use dual cultivations techniques, but at a smaller scale, while most of the powerful ones were taken away from the sector. The sector was also forced to become a multi-purpose sector. After so much time, we have become a weak sector. So if you ever meet another great sect, they will either tease you or take advantage of you. Please steer clear of them. Kiana finished asking Kai, nodded and thanked her. I would like to meet someone on the realm who will be able to take advantage of me, but he or she will probably don't live to tell the tale. Kai muttered to himself and walked away with a devilish smile on his face. Nya, nya, nya. Hope you liked it.